Good morning, and thanks for stopping by. It's a cold, windy, and rainy day here in Quartzsite, Arizona. Looks like it's going to be a inside of the van day. So this is what I wake up to. A messy van, clothes in the floor, everything's out of place, disheveled, unorganized. Well, I have all day, looks like, to chill in the van and get this mess cleaned up. I met Bob Ham this morning. You'll see him comment on a lot of my videos. He's out here, and we talked this morning. I think we're going to get together later and go on a bike ride if it stops raining. I still got to figure out which day I'm going to the RTR. I haven't nailed it down yet, but hopefully soon. Let's talk about this new fridge. It's giving me anxiety. I've switched it over to Celsius to see if that would do any better. I've tried it on eco mode. I've tried it on max mode. It's all the same. Let me get some light on in here. But it's just so inaccurate and so erratic. It either freezes the food, well, it gets down to like 25. And then the good thing is when the fridge shuts off, it stays off for a long time. But when the temperature warms back up inside, this thing runs for over an hour to cool it back down. I don't think that's right. So what I'm looking into is the sides of this fridge. It doesn't have a cold vent that blows in here. It just cools down this aluminum siding here, you know? And the sides there will freeze up, and it gets the food too cold, and then once it thaws down, the food is not cold enough. Let's see here. Let me see if I can do this with one hand. Let's see what this thermometer is saying. See, it's at about 48. You see that little blue line there? That's where it's supposed to be, just below 40, between 36 and 40. And it's at 48. And you can see the thermometer's down in the middle of the fridge. It's not up here, and it's not over in here. It's down there. It should be 40 right there. And this is showing me that it's 1 degree Celsius, which equates to 34. And we know that's not true. It's not really that cold on the inside. It's off by almost 14 degrees. Oh gosh, what have I gotten into? So instead of sleeping last night, I'm constantly up looking at the fridge to make sure my food doesn't either freeze or spoil from being too warm. I haven't heard back from IceCo yet. I know it's been the weekend, so their customer service apparently doesn't work then, or the guy that sent it to me doesn't work. So this is Monday, so tonight I'm hoping he will respond and either tell me what to do or send me a replacement. Not looking good so far, IceCo. But I do have a feeling this would make a great freezer because it can get super cold. It just takes it a long time, either running on eco mode or max. It doesn't matter. I've timed it, and the compressor ran for a solid hour just to drop it 2 degrees according to this, but it dropped it 12 degrees according to my inside thermometer. So this display is inaccurate, and I can live with that. I really can. I'll just go by my thermometer on the inside because, it's old technology, tried and true. And this is just so uncalibrated, I guess. So this is eco mode. Now this is max mode. And according to the manual, it just means the compressor spins faster or something. I don't know. So I'm going to put it back. I'm going to test it more on eco mode this time and see what I can accomplish. So I just set the temp to 30. It's currently at 34 according to this, which we know that's not true. So I set it to 30. The compressor just kicked on. It is very quiet. You have to listen very carefully to hear the compressor, and you've got to put your hand down here to feel the fan blowing. So it just kicked on. I'm going to time it, and I will come back and tell you whatever happens with it. Okay, so let's swing around to the side window, out the cargo side door. Oh, a weird thing happened last night. Right on the other side of those rocks, a van pulls up and parks right before dark. And I thought it must be somebody that knew me and was going to come over and say, hey. And I thought, well, you know, I'm kind of settling in for the night. But nobody ever got out of the van. They just parked. I looked back out, and they're still there. They stayed there all night. They just parked right there. I thought that was weird. So apparently it wasn't anybody I know or knows me, because they never came over here. And they were gone this morning. And I thought, out of all the nice level places to park, you're going to park on that incline all night? And that's what, let's see, 5, 10, 15 yards from my van. That's just weird. I don't, you know, people are crazy. Well, not, people are strange, let's put it that way. I mean, it didn't bother me. It's just, I just found it odd. Just found it odd. Because there's so much land on out this direction. Even behind my van over here, there's a lot of, they could have parked right up there in a nice level place. But that was just odd. So then I got to thinking, you know, are they scouting something? You know, are they going to do a grab and go theft? What's going to, you know, all kind of stuff goes through your mind when somebody parks close to you that you don't know, when it's really not necessary. So I've got my e-bike out. It's cable locked to my back cargo rack, and it rained on it all night, and I didn't put the bag over the electronics. So we're going to find out today if those electronics are as waterproof as they say. And I think the rain's gone. I might venture out here in a minute. Ooh, look, the sun's trying to break through. Now tomorrow and the next few days after that look nice and sunny. It's going to be chilly, like a high of the high 50s or low 60s. But as long as the wind's not blowing, I can deal with that. The wind just blows right through my bones. Okay, let's check on the compressor. See what time it is. You know, I've edited this down, so I'll come back and give you the accurate time. Okay, so I think I figured it out. The compressor's good, really good. And this thermostat is so uncalibrated that it's not triggering the compressor. Come on, camera. Give me some focus there. It's not triggering the compressor to shut off before it gets below freezing. So the compressor's been running for about 10 minutes. This has not changed a bit, right? But the temperature on the inside has already dropped below 40 where I wanted it. But this thermostat is not triggering the compressor to shut off at the appropriate time, so it's taking it down below freezing before it shuts it off. So to clarify, this display is showing about 13 degrees colder than it actually is on the inside of the fridge. This compressor has been running for about 12 minutes and it's down to where it needs to be on the inside because I've checked my thermometer. Here, let me show you that. See, it's down to 40 where it needs to be. Compressor's still running. It should have shut off. This temperature has not changed a bit, so we know from the experiment that this should have changed. But as you can see, it's still displaying the same inaccurate temperature. Enough of this. Until next time, take care, be well, and smash the bell.